Named her fashion house Logan, y'all, and Brooke upset about it. She ends up telling her that she can't use the name because it's hers. Donna ends up suggesting that Katie change it as well. I said, do y'all think that Katie should change the name or do y'all think she should keep the name the same thing, Logan, since it is her name as well? Somebody said that it could have been K Logan. I said, you know what, that sounds good. That actually sounds good or whatever. Um, Brooke ended up saying that people know her in the fashion industry as Logan, so this would have been a perfect opportunity, Katie's perfect opportunity to show that Brooke isn't the only Logan. Ridge already ready to go up against Katie and Bill. Dylan finna be a psychopath just like Luna. I said, didn't she previously say, if I'm not mistaken, did she say that she got a new phone number or did she say she got a new phone? Because on today's episode, she talking about some, hold on, y'all. On today's episode, she ended up saying how she has to get a new phone or whatever, and she acting very suspicious. But Will had came in at the end of the episode talking to a lecturer, and he said something about he took a peek inside her car and he seen that, she may be living in the car or whatever. I said, somehow I don't believe it. I said, some type of way I don't believe it. But yeah, I said Dylan finna be a psychopath just like Luna. Um, Will invited her at the end of the episode to spend the night, and I said, big mistake. But I can't tell if she's gonna be obsessed with him or Finn. Cause she was looking at both of them. So I said, I don't know. But yeah, you could tell that something's off about the girl. You could tell. Cause then she takes, if I'm not mistaken, she had takes um a lecture right after she had ran over Luna, then but I can't remember if she said she had got a new phone or what. But yeah. Um this is for the Bold and Beautiful December the 26th, 2025. First things first. Let me know your thoughts on this episode down below. What y'all think that y'all like the episode. Hold on. First of all, look, I thought they said that it wasn't gonna be no episode today, but I kept seeing people say that it was gonna be a new episode or whatever. So I tuned in and I watched it. I just got done watching it actually. But yeah, not too much happened. Look like on next week's episode, um, it's gonna be Katie versus Brooke now, and they gonna be fighting over the Logan name, and they gonna be trying to see if it's still trademark or whatever. And look like Carter and Leon gonna be trying to submit it at the same time. I said, I said, well, it's kind of crazy though if you have the same name and then you can't even use it because somebody done trademark it. I said I didn't know until well, I say I heard allegedly that even if it's your name, somebody trademark it, you can't use it. I said, that's kind of crazy, but okay. I said, that's kind of crazy, but yeah, they both got the Logan name, so I said, I don't know how to feel about it. I said, ain't nothing special about that name, either way it go. But yeah, I said, K Logan sound nice, though. Somebody said Katie Logan Designs or whatever. Or another one, they said Katie Logan Spencer. Hold on, y'all. We on today's episode, so we're gonna start with Ridge, Brooke, and Donna. They finally doing some more work. They been study doing work, y'all. They been study doing work. The model who's modeling Ridge design, they were just saying how his designs look good and everything. Ridge ended up saying, let's see Katie and Bill compete with that. So I said, he already ready to compete with these folks. I said, he already ready to compete with these folks or whatever. So they were just talking about going over there to support Katie and stuff like that because she want them to come over so they can just see everything that she's working on or whatever. I said, big mistake, big mistake. Katie told Bill that she know that Brooke don't really support her. And I said, you will be right. You will be correct. But yeah, how do y'all feel about it? Do y'all think that Brooke, should have supported her and said she could use the Logan name or what? But I mean, if they already got it trademark, she ain't gonna be able to use it. She gonna have to change either way it go. I said, I wouldn't even want to keep it after this. I said, they could have the name. But yeah, I said, I don't know how to feel about it because, they did say that, she's known, Brooke is known as Logan or whatever in the fashion industry. I said, well, that mean you don't want your sister connected to you. Then you said that's the first thing. Well, I ain't gonna say that's the first thing that was out of her mouth. But yeah, that's something that she said. I said, I don't know how to feel about it. Because she is known as Brooke Logan or whatever. But on the other side of things, y'all know that's Katie and Donna's name as well. So, like, who told her that she could haul the name? And now, if you got a trademark, then you can't haul the name. But yeah, it looks like they're gonna be arguing over it on next week's episode. So it seems like we getting some new stuff, y'all. Look like they're gonna be arguing back and forth. What else did they show? Dylan. I think Electra gonna be telling Dylan something about Will wants her respect or something like that. And she looking all crazy. I said, I don't know what she got going on. Or she done picked up Luna habits or what. But you can tell something's off. She lying about something. And I don't think that she's staying in that doggone car either. I don't know. I might be wrong. But yeah, Stephanie and Finn was at the beach house with Electra and Will. They was doing a little cookout and everything. Katie said she don't think Brooke believes she can do this. Dylan, I said Dylan looked very suspicious. Alexis said she invited her over. I said, you fool. I said, you fool. I don't know if she gonna want your man or Steffi man, but it seemed like she gonna want one of them. I don't know. But yeah, next thing you know, she walk up and everything, and they just telling her to basically make yourself at home and stuff, and they just laughing and having a little good time or whatever. And I think they asked her, wait, I skipped the part. They had asked her where she parked, and she said she parked down the street or something like that. So they got a call. Will got a call. He had to get her a parking pass. He went down there. He ended up saying to Electra, he didn't get to finish his conversation. He was like, I think that I'm gonna ask her to spend the night. And Electra was gonna ask him why and everything, but Dylan had walked in. And that's when he just asked her. I said, yeah, I know they don't, I don't think they live together, do they? Electra and Will, but at the same time, like, you don't want nobody else on. I said, I said, I don't know. Cause like they don't live together, but I'm assuming Electra gonna be there, or that she be there all the time. But yeah, she was like, he was talking to her about it, and that's when Dylan walked in. Hold on, y'all. That's when Dylan walked in, and Will ends up asking her to spend the night. And she was like, yeah, and she said she had to go get something out the car. So Electra was like, that was nice, but you know why or whatever. And he was like, I think that she's living in her car or whatever. But yeah, on next week's episode, they showed the lecture talking to Dylan and saying that Will wants her respect. I think he said she could stay in the guest house or something like that. And I said, these fools ain't gonna get. I said, these fools ain't gonna get enough. I mean, they gonna get enough by inviting people to live with them or live on their property and stuff. She already acting suspicious and stuff. And also another thing, then she said something about they had to get her car. Cause remember she's supposed to been hit. Maybe they gave it back or something. But yeah, then she hit or run over Luna or murder her with her car. Then they supposed to be had her car or something. I don't know. Maybe she got another one. But yeah, I thought she said she had already got a new phone. But yeah, I don't know, y'all. I really don't know. What else? Let's see. Am I forgetting something? Oh, Ridge and them make it to over there, and they end up congratulating Katie and Bill. Brooke wishes Katie luck or whatever. Steffi tells Dylan that she could come over if she wants and everything. I said, yeah. And she could watch Hayes and stuff like that. I said, nah. I said, I don't know which one she want, but she want one of them. I said, I don't know which one she gonna want, but she gonna want one of them. Hold on, y'all. Excuse me. But yeah, I already said Dylan said she had to get a new phone. Katie said she want to show them something. She ends up pulling up the name, and it was just silence. You could tell that all of them feel some type of way or something, because nobody said nothing. So they was like, "What are we looking at?" She's like, "That's the name of my fashion house." Brooke was like, "No, it ain't." Brooke was like, "No, it ain't. You can't use my name. Is you crazy?" She said, "You crazy? You can't use my name. You know that's what Ridge calls me. Girl, forget you and Ridge. What you think this is?" Well, yeah, she was like, "You know that's what Ridge called me." Reed's just standing up there tilting his doggone head like he be doing this stuff. And everybody basically in their room, aside from Bill, was saying that she shouldn't use the name. Donna was over here trying not to choose sides. She ends up saying, the name isn't public, so maybe you could change it or something like that. She's like, I'm not changing nothing. But yeah, Brooke was like, you can't use that name. I'm known in the fashion industry and stuff like that. And I said, well, just say how you really feel, girl. But yeah, she tells Katie that she can't use the name Logan. She was like, that's my name too. That's our name or whatever. And she was like, I don't care nothing about that. You're not going to use that name. But yeah, they supposed to be arguing on next week's episode about this doggone name. I said, yeah, I had to give it back. I said, you could take it. But yeah, it look like they trademark gonna be expired. So you mean to tell me, did I know that? I don't know if I remember that you gotta get it renewed. How often do you gotta get trademarks renewed? Now I gotta look into that. I said, now I gotta look into that. Cause how often you gotta get that stuff renewed? I thought, once you do it, you own it or whatever. That's what I thought. But yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that and see how often you gotta get it renewed. But yeah, so they're gonna be arguing over that. What else did they show on next week's episode? I know I already talked about Dylan. Um, Katie and Brooke gonna be going back and forth, and Carter and Leon look like they both trying to submit, for the Logan name and everything, cause Ridge and them expired. They trademark has expired or whatever. But yeah, I think that's it. Let me see. Brooke tells Katie she can't use the name Logan. I said, look like Bill. I said, Bill look like he ready for this fight. He just smiling and stuff. I said, he got a little smirk on his face. But yeah, I think that's it. Uh-oh. I didn't even notice they had failed. Hold on, y'all. Let me fix this. Tilt. There you go. But yeah, that's it. Let me know your thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day and be safe.